So I've been single for almost 4 years. I decided to um, take a chance and get back into the dating world. I have decided that I was going to make a Facebook dating app or whatever, a Facebook dating profile. And the only reason why is because I'm already on Facebook and I go to like church and work, and outside of that I do networking events, but I don't like go anywhere that's conducive to actually finding someone, right? Now, I did have a talk with one of my sisters in Christ yesterday, and she opened my eyes to the fact that the right man could still find me even though I don't go places that are specifically designed for dating. So I've been thinking about that. But I created my profile on this app less than a week ago, right? And there's been a flood of guys like trying to swipe right on me, right? But I'll look at their pictures, I'll look at their descriptions, and then I'll look at their location, and I'll look at like I have one of my things on there is that I don't want anyone that smokes or drinks. So if it says that they don't smoke or they don't drink, I might swipe right if I like the way that they look or their description. But if it says they smoke and drink, even if I like the way they look or their description, I'll swipe left, right? Long story short, somehow this one guy that smokes and drinks wound up being like, someone that I swiped right on. And so he had asked for my phone number. And I don't give out my phone number very often, but since I'm a cosmetologist and I give out my number all the time anyways, I'm like, whatever. Because I don't even check the Facebook dating app enough. Like, people message me literally consistently all day. So I was like, okay, if it's somebody that I think is cool, I'm going to give you my number. So we had text a few times, and then he randomly tried to call me on Snapchat, but I was about to get in the shower. And I'm like, I'm about to get in the shower. He's like, so what? Answer. And I'm like, no, I'm literally about to get in the shower. I can't answer. So long story short, he's like, I don't care. Um, you're beautiful. He like every time I post a picture or anything on Snapchat, he's always like, ooh, I need you. I need you to get beside me. I need you on my lap. I need you light up. He said all these types of things. And I'm like, okay, yeah, the way that you're talking, like, pump the brakes. So um, eventually he winds up asking me, like, he said, no, he said, I need to get my life together before I can date you because I smoke I smoke weed and I drink wine. And he was like, so is that something that would be a problem for you? And I was like, honestly, I no longer smoke or drink, so I would not submit to someone who smokes or drinks. I love everybody. I can be friends with anybody. I'm not better than anybody. But you're asking to be in a relationship with me. If I don't smoke or drink and I have values that are godly and I follow biblical principles, I'm not going to submit to someone who does not. And so then he starts I've been going to church since I was 19. You're not going to tell me that you're more Christian than me because you just got saved a couple of years ago, blah, blah, blah. Like, he starts saying all this stuff, like just spewing a whole bunch of hate. And I said, I'm not sure if you read my messages, but I don't have no issue with you. I'm just letting you know because you asked me would I want to be in a relationship with you. You like to talk sexual and you smoke and drink, so I would not be in a relationship with you, but I'm cool with being friends with you. And long story short, he stopped messaging me yesterday. Then today, I posted some videos of me and my kids doing the Tootsie Roll, and he commented to them, like making a laughing, crying face, and I just ignored that. And then he messaged, I had posted a picture and said, it looks like I'm not going to be dating for a few years because I can't with this generation's values. Wasn't even thinking about him, wasn't even talking about him. He's not the only guy that's tried to talk to me. And anyways, he responds to that and says the woman who had a kid out of wedlock, what about Christian values? And I was like, you don't even know my story. Because first of all, I didn't tell him this part, but first of all, I have been married. Actually, my first relationship, I got married to him. So, but anyways, I was like, you don't even know my story, but God bless you. And then he responds back and goes, I don't care to know your story, girl. God bless you too, or something like that. I said, it's funny to me how men will go from being infatuated with you to hating you just because you're confident. And then he starts trying to type some more, and then I blocked his Snapchat, I blocked his phone number, and I blocked him on Facebook. But my whole thing is, and this is something that happens commonly in the dating world, if you want a woman and she tells you that she doesn't want you, that does not mean that you start making fun of her, that you start trying to find things to talk about her about, that you start trying to be rude to her, because that shows that you have the tendency to be abusive. And coming from a woman who has been in two abusive relationships, I know the signs. There's absolutely no way that I would ever get into a relationship with a guy who acts like that. First of all, I already told you, because you don't have Christian values, I don't care if you got saved when you was 19. You don't live a Christian life. I am not going to submit to you anyway. So I already was looking at you as a friend and not as a possible mate anyways. But for you to switch up so quickly from, ooh, I need you around me, I need you in my lap, I need you here, da, da, da. Oh, you're so beautiful, trying to FaceTime me. For you to go from that to making fun of me and my kids dancing and to talking bad about me for having kids, that shows that you're the type of abusive man that if we were in the same room, if I said something that you didn't like, you'd try to hit me. Like, y'all men, that's how quick y'all snap. If you can snap that quick off of me texting you and telling you that I'm not interested in being in a relationship with you, how quickly would you snap if we were in the same room? Women, y'all got to start keeping your eyes open, because that's the way that I was tricked the first two times. My ex-husband and my ex-boyfriend directly after him, the two men that I had kids with. That took 11 years out of my life that I will never get back, and I have my beautiful kids. But I was tormented, I was abused, I was mistreated, I had bones broken, I was cheated on all the time. I had so much evil things happening to me because I kept ignoring red flags. So women, if you wind up seeing red flags even before you actually meet the guy, if you wind up seeing red flags in their consistency with the way that they talk to you, run. Run. There's no point in waiting around to see if they're going to actually do something to you. Run immediately. My block button works real good. And I might be deleting this dating app soon. Like, literally, I've only had it for a week and I'm already tired of it. Like, my phone's been dry for years because I don't respond to men very often. But I made this account, so now I have men like messaging me all the time. But I'm probably about to delete this because these men is crazy. And yes, I've met a lot of like nice people, but nobody that I'm like, ooh, yeah, I would be in a relationship with you. I'd much rather it just happen in person, because I know that things can happen good online, because I know a few women right now who are married to godly men that they met online. So I know that it can happen online, which is the only reason why I made the account. But I deal with enough foolishness in person. I ain't got time. Like, I have peace in my life. But like, dealing with men in person is already enough. I don't got time for somebody to be flip-flopping and switching up on me because I don't want to talk to them anymore. Like, I literally didn't even say anything rude to this guy. He asked me. I wouldn't have even told him this if he didn't ask me. He asked me, hey, he said, I need to stop smoking and drinking before I could get with you. Is that a problem for you? And then I said, well, I mean, since you asked, since I don't do that anymore, I'm not going to submit to someone who does that. And then that made him go from 0 to 100 with me. Like, you thought that was going to change something that I said? Like, you can't come back from that. Once you start down talking me, you can't come back from that if you're trying to be in a relationship with me. I will never be in a relationship with a man again who down talks me whenever he gets mad. You're going to start coming for me and my kids because you're mad at something I said? Blocked.